If there's one thing I've learned in my time playing RuneScape, it's that the most rewarding things in the game take the most time. After years of playing the game properly, I've decided to take on a new challenge. I'm an Iron Man and I've never been to raids, but this is all about to change. I've compiled a list of dream gear and plan to hunt down every single item before entering the Chambers of Xeric. Join me as I gear up to beat every raid in OldSchool Runescape. This is the road to Raids 1. Okay then, let's jump straight into the series. I'm going to start off by fishing 10,000 crown bronze. Yeah, about that. As you can tell, I've already made it quite some way into my account, and by doing so have completely drained my bank of all my resources. So while a rebuild of my food stacks isn't the most exciting content for episode 1, it still needs to be done. I want to take this time to show you all where the account has been and where it is going, so let's take you back to the beginning of it all and show you the story so far. Like every fresh outer tutorial island Iron Man, I first started by smashing out some of the easy beginner quests to skyrocket those early game grinds. After being satisfied with some base levels, I hunted for the Clue Finder outfit and headed straight to the Wintertodt for some early game resources and my first 99 skill. With a few quest completions here and there and a lucky tome of fire drop, I finished 99 firemaking and moved straight into filling up my bank with resources that I could later use to build up the levels and the account. Just for completionist's sake, and to make the grinds more enjoyable, I set myself the goal of completing all the gear upgrades within the fishing skill, the mining skill and the farming skill. I trained fishing until I received every big fish drop and the full angler's outfit, trained mining until I had full prospectors and superior mining gloves, taking a small break at 61 mining to flinch myself a 12kc dragon pickaxe. Sorry. Between all this, I planted all the seeds I got from Wintertodt and grinded the full farmer's outfit at Typh Farm.
This used to be all orange groves.
Then I did some more quests, got the last of the outfits at the time being full graceful, did some quests, full lumberjack and the full rogue's outfit. At this point the account was at a decent level, allowing me to complete a fair amount of hard clues that I found amongst my travels in Gielinor, which by chance allowed me to get an absolute god tier item on my 4th hard clue. I grinded my combat stats up to base 70s through Slayer, then main strength to where it stands today. Did some quests, got some gear upgrades for Slayer being tank legs at 7kc barrow chest, the fighter torso, fire cape and the rune crossbow at the crazy archaeologist, which did not follow the same crazy RNG which I had become accustomed to. Did some quests, grinded up to 85 Slayer to get some more gear upgrades being dragon boots and my whip, which I boosted for 82 Slayer. Went to DK's for Berserker Ring and the Dragon Axe, which I finished around 432 kc, which you may say is fair for the godly RNG I had so far in the account, but I did get 6 Berserker Rings and 3 Warrior Rings before getting the Dragon Axe, so fuck you, the account's still blessed. Finally, you guessed it, did some more quests beating Dragon Slayer 2, killing Galvic on the same tick that he killed me, leading to a very anxiety driven walk back to collect my things to discover whether or not the kill counted, which it did by the way, and finally grinded out 75 construction and 89 thieving to build an ancient altar in my player owned house. So that is the story so far. So I should probably take this time to explain kind of what this series is about and actually show you what my dream gear items is. So if we take a look at my list here, I've obviously got a melee setup that I need to get, a range setup and a magic setup for the Chambers of Xeric. These items I've got here definitely aren't necessary to start Chambers. I could definitely do it on easier or easier to attain gear, but these items are I find really iconic and definitely items I want to take into raids with me just so I can not be like a total leech. I want to go in there with some at least some good gear on my back, and a lot of these items would be really cool to have anyway and have loads and loads of uses. So starting off with the melee setup, I want to get the Native Snot face guard, the Amulet of Fury, a fire cape, Bando's chest plates, Bando's tassets, the Abyssal Tentacle, Dragon Defender, Barrow's gloves, Dragon boots, Berserker ring imbued and the Dragon Warhammer. Most notable of that definitely being that Dragon Warhammer. It's probably going to take me a long time to get that. couple of these we've already got already as well. We've got the Dragon Boots, we've got the Fire Cape, we've got the Barrow's Gloves, and we have the Dragon Defender. We've also got the Abyssal Whips, and now we just need to get the Tentacle to upgrade that one, although I will need an extra whip for it. Really excited to do the Bandos grind on this account as well, and we are currently dry for the face guard. I've done over 1,000 kills on task at the Basilisk Knights. Haven't got it just yet, so I'm hoping that one does drop really soon, and we've got that crafting grind to get the Amulet of Fury. So looking at the range setup then, we've got the Void Ranger Helm, Amulet of Fury again, Arbor's Assembler, Elite Void Top and Road Bottoms, the Armadillo Crossbow, the Odium Ward, Ruby Bolt E, Void Knight Gloves, and the Toxic Blowpipe, and the Armadillo D'hide Boots as well. So we've already got the Armadillo D'hide Boots, and we've also got the Ruby Bolt E. So we just need to get the rest of the items there, starting off at the Void sets. So we will be going to Pest Control at some point to grind that out. And we also need to get the Hard Western Provinces diaries done, which means the Chompy kills, which I'm not particularly looking forward to. I find Chompy's really dull. Amulet of Fury again, so we've got that crafting grind to do. Ava's Assembler, got to do those 50 kills at Vorkath. Dragon Slayer 2 is already done, so we've just got to take the time to get that. Pretty easy item to get. Armadillo Crossbow is another one I'm really looking forward to grinding out at Sarah. That should be really fun. The Odium Ward is definitely a bit of a weird item, but I definitely don't need it to do the raids. It's one that not a lot of Iron Men are taking with them into raids. But I really just like the idea of completing all of the wieldy bosses, so I am going to be grinding out all the wieldy bosses anyway, so the Odium Ward is something that's going to come eventually, and I'm really looking forward to actually grinding that one out. The Void Knight Gloves, part of the Void set, and that Toxic Blowpipe. Again, another grind I'm really looking forward to. I've never been particularly good at Zulrah, but I'm looking forward to learning it properly and getting those drops. Really excited to see those drops coming. The mage setup then, we've got the Amulet of Fury again, not a massive one here, just the Aaron's Robe Top, Aaron Rome's Skirt, the Trident of the Swamp, Tome of Fire and Barrow's Gloves. So we've already got the Tome of Fire and the Barrow's Gloves. Really is just that grind at Barrows there to get the Aaron stuff, and the 87 Slayer grind to get the Trident of the Swamp, and that drop from Zulrah as well to upgrade it. The Mist tab is just going to be the Dragon Pickaxe and the Dragon Sword, which I do have both of those already. So taking a look at the skills tab then, as you can see, still quite a way into the account, but definitely a lot still to do. Checking out the combat stats, we're at 75 attack, 89 strength, which is when I pretty much got the whip, so I stopped there with my Dragon Scimitar, 72 defense, also on 91 range. I'd say the majority of my Slayer has been through range. It's my favourite skill to use in the game, so I tend to gravitate towards it. 72 prayer, although I've got about 83 or 84 banked right now, I think. 85 magic as well there, and 89 hit points. Going on to the skills then, so we're sitting at 75 construction, which is where we just finished boosting to get some of the items in the house, like the altar and the jewellery box. 71 agility, 74 herb lore, 80 thieving. We got lucky with the Pharaoh Scepter, so I stopped. I was trying to get to 81 to get to the next room, but ended up getting it early. Got lucky there. 68 crafting, which I really need to get up there to get my Fury and eventually my Zenite jewellery. 69 fletching, nice. 85 Slayer, which is where we're at currently with that. We did boost to get up to the whip, but I did want to just keep going until I got to 85 Slayer just to have the level. It's quite iconic, I feel. 76 Hunter, which will keep boosting through the birdhouse runs, which I need to get back into the habit of doing. 83 Mining, 71 Smithing, 84 Fishing right now. 78 Cooking, 99 Fire Making, which is my only 99 on the account, though I think cooking probably isn't going to be too far away after we do the cooking grind. 71 wood cutting, and I'm pretty happy with this one. 89 farming. I have done a lot of farming on this account and really started to enjoy the farm runs. One thing I do enjoy about being a Iron Man is actually planting all the seeds I get instead of just selling all the high value ones. It's really helped me like boost that farming level quite quickly. On my main accounts it would always take me a long time to get farming up because it was such an expensive skill. I didn't really see too much of the point of it, but on this account it's really fun to train. And last but definitely not least, let's show you the bank tab. So I'll only show you kind of the first 4 tabs that I've got here. All of the rest of them are basically just throwaway junk tabs that I probably need to organise. Down the left I've got all of my filters that I normally use. I use those pretty more than the top ones, just for kitted out quick melee setups and range setups and boss setups and things like that. So the first tab is kind of my go-to bank tab. So at the top I've got all of my currencies. We've got the cash stack sitting at 186k right now, which isn't really the anywhere near the highest it's been. 10 mil is about the highest it's been on this account, but you end up spending so much money on runes and other sort of resources to keep yourself stocked up as an Iron Man. I've also got all of my potions in this front tab, all of my runes, food, and sort of my like travel equipment, I suppose. I've got all my teleports and my graceful here, just so I can get around the map quickly and quickly gear up with things like food and potions when I need to do repeated tasks. The combat tab then, so at the very top I've got all of my melee items, followed by my range items and my magic items, and then at the bottom is sort of just prayer gear and slayer gear. As you can see, a couple of notable items. We've also got our Abyssal Whip, Dragon Defender. I've got the Obsidian Helmet as well, which I've got actually from a drop. I was trying to go for the Obsidian Plate Legs, unfortunately didn't get the drop, but we did get that instead. It was still pretty nice to see. And the Third Age Helmet, which is surprisingly useful on this account at the moment. I got it so early on, it was like a great tank helm. Not that I really have that many occasions for it. It's kind of nice when I want to AFK something like gargoyles and I don't want to like keep running to a bank. Just gives that little bit extra leeway to stay there a bit longer, to take less damage. But I'm sure eventually it will kind of dry up a bit and become a bit of a useless item, but still a absolutely massive flex having this account. I do like it. Pretty much whole full range setup here being the any of the D-hide bodies, the D-hide legs and the D-hide boots, pretty useful to have that. And obviously like that rune crossbow that took ages to get on this account. Tome of Fire, obviously I've already shown you that. We have the imbued Saradomin cape as well. We've already done the Mage 2 arena, which is a really useful item to have on any account. And we have the Slayer helm as well to help boost those Slayer tasks with that, I want to say 10% damage boost. Looking at the skills tab then, so at the very top I've got my dragon pickaxe, my dragon axe and my dragon harpoon. Really happy, I really wanted those items when I first started this account, so it's really cool to actually have those sort of best in slot skilling items. All my farming stuff and just all the other crap that you kind of use along the way. Any notable stacks that I've got, so I've got 15,000 iron ore. I think that was sitting around 21,000 when I first did the grind to get superior mining gloves, so I really enjoy having these big kind of like ore stacks. Nearly 6,500 mithril ore, which is also pretty cool. Not really like a brag to anyone, but it's just kind of cool to see those numbers go up. This is a pretty interesting bit as well. This is how I lay out my herbs and my secondaries. I like to put the secondaries next to the herbs that they kind of go with, so I know kind of how many potions I can make, so I can quickly just look at, oh look, I've got 25 irits and enough eyes and you, I can just quickly make those potions. Or the same with my limpwort roots and my corms and all sorts here. Just a quick way to do it. And then at the bottom it's sort of like all the leftover things. Most importantly, we have the 10,000 Karambans that we have managed to fish during the creation of this episode, which kind of brings us to the end. Really excited to film this series. It's the first ever bit of like YouTubing I've ever done. So please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you do feel like you've enjoyed this content. Please leave me just like a couple of comments. Any kind of feedback really will be appreciated at this point. This really is my first ever video, so I really would appreciate any kind of like advice or feedback that you can give me. So we're going to be moving on to Slayer now. So I want to get up to 87 Slayer as quickly as possible on this account, just so I can get that Trident. I want to then take that to Barrows and get some Barrows items, which really can open up a lot of possibilities of what we'll end up doing next. Definitely get some bossing going and start to get those items in to take on the Chambers of Xeric. Really excited to do that, which brings us straight into the second episode, which will be cooking 10,000 Karambans.